Hola amigos, bien o no, y saludos desde Inglaterra. Hoy el tema es claridad o cómo hablar con un poco más claridad. Ese es el tema de hoy. So, hello again from England. Another chilly day today. But the theme of the day is clarity. Clarity. How can we speak with more clarity? Well, two ways to think about this. When we talk of clarity, we can mean in two senses. We can mean the sound, the tone of our voice, how clearly we can hear what you're trying to say. And also clarity, we can mean the content of what you're saying. Like, does what you say make sense in a nice, easy to understand way? So there are two ways to approach it, but they kind of help each other. So when we're looking at dialogues that we want to practice to get ourselves better and feel more confident speaking in particular situations, remember, take some time, think about it. Think about ideal type conversations you would like to have in that situation. Take your time, write it down. Try many different drafts of this. Wait till you get a form of words that you're very happy with. Now, if you don't want to do that in English to start with, do that in your own language to begin with till you're really happy with that phrase, and work on translating that, and then that should take you much closer to where you want to be. But remember, generally, less is more. So the simpler you can say it, without complicated words, or without a lot of unnecessary conversation to say the same thing, the simpler you can make the dialogue is generally better. It's going to be easier to say and generally will be more easily understood. So once you have your minimal dialogue, so you've written it, you've redrafted it, and you're happy that that sentence you need to say is the best you can do, it's the clearest for what you want to say, look at how you say it. And again, particularly for English, slightly slower is probably better. Don't look to rush your words. Think of it as though you're going to give a radio broadcast. So think of it as though the other person cannot see you. There's no physical clue from your gestures or your facial expression as to what you're trying to transmit with these words. You have to do it all with the voice. So any sense of emotion, whether you want to, happy, sad, whatever, this you need to transmit with the voice, which means you need to be very clear in how you sound. If you go back and look at some radio broadcasts particularly, you will find generally there, particularly amongst the more serious kind of radio broadcasts, interviews, those kind of talks they have on the radio, normally they're trying to be very clear because that's the only way that they can get to understand what they're talking about. So often their dialogue's nice and minimal. It's easier to listen to. So look at good examples of that. Think the way you're saying it. Are you speaking too fast? Are you trying to speak these words in the same type of intonation that perhaps you normally use for your native language? Because remember, English has possibly a slightly different intonation to the language you're more used to using. So try a combination of those two things. Remember, clarity is partly how we sound, but it's also what we say. So give that a go. Déjame saber en los comentarios, como siempre. But for now, we'll say cheerio.